get with other Southern rapper hooded than this. I got rich and I'm still in a hooligan clique. Truly be missed, so I'ma keep a cool head, stay out of the news headlines, and show these other rappers it's bedtime. It's clear to see that I'm ahead of my time. I caught the chromed out, hard top career with a shine. I got some time. Better than mine. I got a packed house yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. I'm a hot girl yelling, bring 'em out, bring 'em out. All the dope boys.
With the skyline of Manhattan as our backdrop, we are across the East River in the fabled borough of Brooklyn, New York. Today we've got a Week 5 matchup in store here, as it'll be the Houston Texans taking on the Dreadnoughts of Brooklyn.
Chris Boswell set to kick off.
Two of the bigger disappointments in the first quarter of the season doing battle here as we get this one underway. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Fields going to throw right away. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. That was Will Anderson getting home and finishing the play. So an early wake-up call there leads to a quick 2nd and long. Now it's Fields. He's going to find his tight end. That's Hunter Long. A big game there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. The first drive here, and the first time that we've called the big tight end's name, but I can assure you this, Charles, it won't be the last.
No, it won't, because when he gets going, now it opens up opportunities on the perimeter because that will draw the defense towards him in the middle of the field. Now your wide receivers are getting involved as this game goes on. That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. A surprising move here on the opening drive of the game, and this defense delivers a turnover on downs on the very first drive of the afternoon. They'll go play action here with Stroud. Open man, that's Jaden Higgins. And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Jaden Higgins, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Extra point splits the uprights. And that makes the score 7-0.
Chris Boswell set to kick off.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
They'll take over. 1st down and 10. At their own 35-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive.
Charles, we know that this offense is aggressive. We saw that last drive. They went for it on 4th down, didn't get it. Then they give up the touchdown, so now you feel like they really need to respond here.
They certainly do, but let's face it, sometimes when you take that risk, you understand if you fail, a little more bonus goes back on your ball club to try and pick themselves back up. They're just going to run a drive route here with their tight end. Let it get upfield about 10 yards, and then move toward the middle of the field. This ball's right on target, and it results in a 1st down.
Here we go. Tonight.
Now Fields. They'll get this over the middle here to Palmer.
And the hitch route is run really well. That jab step off the line of scrimmage by the receiver, which is designed to back up the defender and give him a little bit of space. All you want there, get that space, catch the football, and then make a move and pick up extra yardage. And that's exactly what he got done there.
Ball to give up the middle. And he's going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. A second down play results in a loss of 2 yards. 2 yards still to go. Third down now.
Here we go. Sit high.
Here's Fields. This pass out wide to Hall. He's going to be a yard short. Needed 2, but only got 1. Fourth down. Would have been a decently long field goal, 51 yards from here, but instead they're going to go for it.
Here we go, sit high. Sit high.
They snap it to Fields. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And it'll be a turnover on downs. On the ground, this is Joe Mixon. Looking for a cleats, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 33-yard line.
Here we go.
Stroud to throw it. Short throw into the hands of Jordan. It'll be a gain of 5. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
Yeah, they gave up 17 points, but that's what you would consider a goal for each and every defense, because if you give up 17 points a game all year long, you're thinking you're going to be a playoff team because you expect your offense to score more than that. That's what you're looking for. Room to improve, of course, but I have to say a very solid performance. And that is how you respond after taking one on the chin to begin this game. Give up a first drive touchdown, go back out on defense, and completely shut them down to force a 3-and-out.
They'll break the huddle here and go for it. This is 4th down.
All right. What's that? Go. Flash.
Stroud and company going for it. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. Defensively, a bit of a collapse, allowing the 4th down play to result in 23 yards. So the ball moves from one 38 to the other as they come up on 1st and 10. Play action. Stroud now. That's going to be brought in by Higgins. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. Last play they went over 20 yards. This time they topped 30.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
Giving 3 on the game there, 2nd and goal.
That's good power football on 1st and goal. A lot of teams will throw from there, but that's a nice job to chew up a few more yards and get yourself closer to the goal line.
Another try for Mixon. And he gets into the end zone. Touchdown, Houston. Joe Mixon with career touchdown number 109. That ties him with Barry Sanders on the all-time NFL list. And the Texans have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Extra point attempt to come here. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead.
14-0. Chris Boswell set to kick off.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. That is incomplete.
Almost feels like anything you can do, we're going to try and match or do better. We've already seen one touchdown pass from the opposition. They tried to equal it on that throw.
To throw is Fields. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Will Anderson. Now 2 sacks for him already here in this first quarter of play. Here is third and quite a ways.
Here we go. 319, right to that. All right.
From the gun, here's Fields. Open man is Palmer. And he is out of bounds right around the 34. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to fourth down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath, by all means.
Here we go, sir. All right.
And here we go on fourth down, Fields. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Texans take over an excellent field position.
Oh, hey. Tony.
Here's Stroud. He finds his target. It's Schultz. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 18-yard line.
Texans football to start quarter 2 as they've got it with a 2nd and 3 forthcoming. Mixing up the middle. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
First down. It's a gain of 3. First down.
It's Mixon on the counter. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss.
Ow, what's that? 118, what's that?
Back to throw. Here's Stroud. And he's got Jordan complete right side. And he'll take this one in for a Texans touchdown. Brevin Jordan from 17 yards out. And the Texans have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Point after here coming up. And it is now 21-0.
Makes the score Texans 21. Dreadnoughts nothing. Boswell set to kick off.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse if this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in the league ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. A solid gain of 7 yards that time on the keeper and a first down. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
So the completion results there in 9 yards. And it'll bring up a second and short.
Second and 1.
Here we go. Go.
Here's Fields. He's into space past the 25. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 13-yard line. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
First and 10 at the 13-yard line.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. Give him 3 on the keeper there, and it is second down.
A 3-yard pickup brings up second and 7 at the Texans' 10-yard line.
Straight ahead is Hall. And he will maneuver his way down about the 7. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting third and about 4 to go.
Brings up third
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. Fields now to throw. Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going.
As soon as he leaked out and began his route, someone on the defensive side broke with him and arrived just in time to separate him from another reception.
On 4th down, Fields. And they'll find the open man. That's complete. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. And we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it. But in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. Here's Fields on the sneak. And he'll get in. He's over for a touchdown. The sneak successful from a yard out. And the Dreadnoughts are able to make some inroads here to that deficit. That seemed like a much-needed touchdown after 21 unanswered points to start the game.
It's not often that you equate a football game to a golf tournament, but it's like you don't want to shoot yourself out of the tournament too early. So they needed that touchdown to make sure that they got an opportunity to not just get back into this game, but a chance to win it later if they continue to play well.
So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst, and if you're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because you're going to run out of space to the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
3 tight ends in the ball game here on 1st and 10.
All right. 18. That's it.
Now it's Mixon running right. Calling a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense. A little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
This pass complete to Higgins. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Stroud wants to change it up with an audible. A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29.
That's a real nice job there by the defense in front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And it's throw incomplete. Well, the defender all over him that time, and it's going to lead to 3rd down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
Now Stroud. He's going to go up top for the end zone. And this is going to be intercepted. Isaiah Oliver with the INT. And he'll be stopped shy of the 15 at the 14-yard line on the return. He's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on first down. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Smith catches left side. And a short 3-yard pickup gets him up to the 15.
Timing is so important on a route like this because he's going to line up out right and then cut straight across the field. I think the ball might have come out a count or two too late because by the time he was able to secure it, not much of a chance to turn it upfield.
And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
And a tough ask here. They're going to go for it on 4th down and 9.
Green 19, good night.
And they are going for it. Fields. Rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
It's a turnover on downs.
Here's a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line.
Here we go.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on 1st and goal. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. Christian Kirk in the final seconds of the first half. And the Texans would extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead opens up now to 22 points. So with 3 seconds remaining in the half, they will line up to kick this one away.
They'll take over 1st down and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
Here we go. Tonight.
A final shot before the break. Fields over the middle, and it's incomplete. Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down. 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. And how about this line out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. The Texans in front, and they're going to get the football first as we are back underway in the 3rd quarter. A very interesting call and one that backfires. I know they're losing, Charles, but boy, to start the 2nd half with the onside kick, risky.
Felt like a sense of urgency from their side, coupled with, you and I both know the special teams coordinators, they sell their key plays each and every week to the head coach, don't they? And I guarantee he's been selling this one. We can get it, coach. We can get it. And that came together with that sense of urgency you talked about.
2nd and 3.
Stroud going to give to Marks. And And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
And plays like that are exactly what this defense needs here early in the second half to give it a little spark. I think their halftime adjustments, what they talked about, maybe it was just a little inspirational speech. Who knows? But looks like they're ready to go.
But they'll run the option on 3rd and short yardage.
And he will be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage.
So he is able to turn that into positive yardage, but I think it's fair to say that those are not the shots you're wanting your quarterback to have to absorb.
And he has to know sometimes when to say when. You have to know when to give yourself up, and let's face it, not easy for these guys to do because they're competitors as well. But sometimes you do learn your lesson the hard way, as he did there. Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
Fields. A short throw taken in by Long. Calling a gain of 3 on the play. And it'll be second down.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You get better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
First down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Here we go.
Now it's Fields. Under pressure on the Texans, able to get in there for the sack. It looks like a 12-yard loss there on the first down sack.
Here we go. Go.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Fields. A short throw taken in by Long. So the completion good for 7 there. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here.
Third down.
Tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Fields hit and the ball is loose. Offensively lucky they're able to keep the football, but now 4th down, so they'll have to boot it away.
I do think, though, they're going to look at this as a positive. 1, they recovered the fumble, so they retained possession. But 2, being able to punt it changes field position for them. Imagine if that turnover takes place there. Now your defense has to go onto the field and try and hold. Instead, they get a little breathing room.
Well, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. And the Texans are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50. So the ball changing hands on the interception, but meanwhile here we do have an injury on the play. Marks now on 1st and 10. And some room to work. That good for 22 and a first down.
If you want more carries, I think we saw how you get him. Showed that he's got the fresh legs, and he picked up the first down on that run. Don't just ask for him. Show him that you're supposed to get the football.
27-yard line.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Once more with Marks. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
They went right back to him, but he pretty much had nowhere to go on that one.
Yeah, the previous carry looked pretty good. That one, maybe he's a little tired. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he should have tapped out and had a second back come in and maybe make that run. Who knows?
And he's in. Touchdown, Houston. Jaden Higgins with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Texans take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points.
The kicker on for the
extra point forthcoming. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Right on 6. Chris Boswell set to kick off.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
His guys take over 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well. And that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, minimize the turnovers, and see how that works. Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
Broken tackle. And he's going to be close to a first down as the tackle is made at the Texans' 39. 9 yards, not quite enough, and they'll be left now with 3rd and 1. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 5 yards that time, taking it himself, and he has enough for the first.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line.
Ran it last time, now Fields to throw. Oh, what a move. And they get this one to about the 20-yard line. That one good for 14 yards.
That's another Brooklyn first down.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the 3rd quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Now Fields. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
First down. First down and goal to go.
Here we go. Go.
And he is into the end zone for a touchdown. Justin Fields, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dreadnoughts get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit.
Well, I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point, but his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen.
For a 2-point conversion.
Fields trying to throw for it. And they're going to get the 2-point conversion, caught in the end zone, and that cuts the lead a bit further. And around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is that big target, the tight end.
I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius as well as a big body to keep people away from the football.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Pushing his way through. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30.
The Texans take over 1st and 10 at their own 34-yard line.
The Texans offense ready to go here for their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable 4th quarter lead. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be 2nd down. This defense starting to buckle down when they need to, and right now they're winning this 4th quarter, losing the game, but they're winning in the 4th quarter.
And what a fine line it is about what they're trying to get done because they're down, so they obviously need the football, need a score. But they can't be so aggressive as to give up their edge, their gaps, and have the offense hit them with a big play.
The Texans on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd down and 12. They set up the screen, Marks. Finding space at the 40. Now he's loose down the left sideline. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. Well, things obviously not going their way. Trailing here in the 4th quarter, and that penalty going to go ahead and give the other side some extra yardage.
We all know it's an intense game and things can get heated out there. That's part of the battle. But bottom line, you got to keep That was not an example of doing that.
Now he's able to break through one tackle, but he slowed him down enough that he could only manage getting back to the line of scrimmage. Now here's a timeout coming on the defensive side of the ball. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4. Now a stoppage here. We'll get another timeout. That's going to be their second. They'll be left with 1 more plus the 2-minute warning. And we'll be back. On third down, Marks. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. That will be their third and final stoppage as they'll only have the 2-minute warning now remaining. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they've had that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. We said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD, but unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. Partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try to hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Some extra space following the display of power. Down just inside the 45. He'll pick up 7 there on the first down keeper. From the 44-yard line, here's 2nd and 3.
Here we go.
Someone moved, flag is out. That's going to be 5 yards.
And that'll drive coaches crazy. You work all week on dealing with loud crowds, on dealing with motion, and then you have a guy jump.
They were looking good on 2nd down, but now they're backed up 5 yards by the false start, and it's 2nd and 8.
Green 19, direct attack.
And now movement again, and they'll march even further backward. And that false start penalty certainly not helping their cause here. 2nd down and long. Back to throw. Fields. Going down the middle, and it's complete. And he's going to be taken down with another first down as the stop's made at the Texans' 29-yard line.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 29-yard line.
And now what's this? They fake the spike. He'll throw it. But it's not going to work. They go down, and they got him. Multiple defenders get to him there, and that is the 6th time he's been sacked in this ball game.
33-yard line.
Here we go. Go.
Here's Fields. Wide open receiver complete. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on 1st down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. Through the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
First down. 1st and goal at the 5-yard line.
And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Justin Fields keeping it himself from 5 yards out. And the Dreadnoughts are able to cut into that deficit. So he's done his part, Charles. No doubt about that. Maybe he's going to go over to the sideline now and tell this defense, hey, let's go. Step up.
And if they do, they've got a chance because right now he's become a force that hasn't been stopped from his side. 3 touchdowns rushing already, eager for more. If they get any type of stops, we've got a heck of a game on our hands.
So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. The risk reward of the onside kick. When you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep. Those types of things, now they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. They keep it on the ground. This time it's Mixon. They can't tackle it. Touchdown, Houston. Joe Mixon, his 7th rushing touchdown of the year. And the Texans look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this 4th quarter. And it's no good. He missed it wide to the left. Now he's back out there to boom this one away, maybe with some frustration after the PAT miss. And that one not returnable, not by a long stretch. Over the back line of the end zone, so that's going to be spotted up at the 35-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, this game, it has had no shortage of offense. They've been able to put up a decent amount of points on this side, Charles. They just have not been able to keep pace with the other offense they're going against here.
Yeah, that's a good way of pointing things out, because now it's not a total loss, because as you said, they've scored some points, so there's some plays they can build on, moments where the game plan actually worked. But overall, though, they were just out-personnel. They were going up against a team that's playing at an elite level.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. A great play there. His first touchdown of the year. And the Dreadnoughts get a bit closer. Now the offense will stay out there. They're going to line up and try for 2. They'll look to throw. And he'll find his way in for 2. We're back to a 2-score game. The lead's cut to 16. But still an uphill battle from here, that's for sure. But that makes it a 2-score game.
And now we see why teams practice so much on the 2-point conversion, why you have more than one play ready. Because you may need multiples to throw out a ball game. There's a great example right there.
And the effort snuffed out. The Texans' hands team recovers. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but, boy, their offense was on fire in this ball game.
And, partner, I have no idea what the top speed is on one of those high-end sports cars. What's the top gear you can get into? This offense, they certainly were there in this one, huh? Everything clicking for them in this contest, the kind of performance that they're going to cherish.
So for the Texans, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And they'll get another road date next week as their opponents will be the Tennessee Titans. Meanwhile, for Brooklyn, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.